Heavenly Father, we come to you tonight thanking you for another good day, and thank you for the sunshine, and I thank you for the opportunity to live another day. I pray that you be with the people of this community, continue to watch over, care for them, and meet our needs that are here, and continue in our world as we look at so many things going on. Pray that you'd help us to take this meeting and address the things that are necessary to run this town. I pray that you'd help us to do it in a good fashion that'll make everything work the way it's supposed to work and the needs be met. Thank you for your love and your mercy that you give us each day. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Welcome everyone to our town meeting. We'll have a roll call. Okay.
The roll call for a regular board meeting of the Mayor and Board of Aldermen dated May 13th of 2025. Alderman Betts.
Present.
Alderman Gardner. Alderman Gardner is currently absent. Alderman McCoy.
Present.
Alderman Probst.
Here.
Alderman Smith. Let the record show a quorum of the board is present.
Okay. At this time, entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
Make a motion.
Second.
We have a motion by Alderman Probst, second by
Alderman Smith.
Alderman Smith. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. At this time, we'll open the mics up to public comment on the agenda items. Is there anyone that would wish to speak? Seeing nobody move, we will close that and we'll continue with our agenda items. First one on is a presentation of our financial statements for March by Ms. Deborah Probst.
Tonight's financial statements include the balance sheet as of March 31st, 2025, the statement of revenues, expenditures, and changes in fund balance for the 9 months ending March 31st, 2025. These financial statements have been distributed to all department heads and aldermen for their review. In summary, the town has combined cash in the bank of $1.9 million, included restricted funds of $257,000 in the hydro fund and $602,000 in the sales tax fund. Investments are $30.8 million. Hydro fund has $28.2 million. There's $1.7 million in the general fund and $736,000 of ARPA funds. Total assets is $71.7 million. Total liabilities is $12.9 million for a combined fund balance of $58.8 million. The statement of revenues, expenses, and changes in fund balance for the 9 months ending March 31st, 2025 indicates combined revenues of $38.1 million, total expenditures of $33.6 million, and a change in net position of $4.4 million. Currently, the town has combined total of $22 million invested in Louisiana Asset Management Group, earning 4.36% interest. All of these funds are the hydro funds restricted for projects except $1.7 million of general funds. Approximately $12.7 million is invested at Delta Bank, earning 4.35% interest. Total revenue is at 78% of budget, slightly over budget, while total personnel cost is 71% of budget. Materials and supplies is at 74% of budget, and other services and charges are 80% of budget. Capital outlay is over budget due to the water plant expansion. The construction cost paid so far is $3.2 million of a $9.8 million project. The project is funded through state capital outlay. The town's match is $71,000 through March 31st, 2025. Although we are at 78% of budget, it may be necessary to amend the budget if the general fund or special revenue fund is 5% over or under budget. We will be reviewing whether or not it's necessary to amend the budget in the next few weeks. A letter will go out to the aldermen if it's necessary to amend the current budget. The proposed budget is complete and will be available for public inspection on Thursday, May the 15th. Overall, the budget is projecting a decrease in expenditures of 8%. The deadline for changes is May the 29th, when the budget is brought before a vote of the aldermen.
All right, thank you, Deborah. Senior member of the board have Question on the March financials? If not, we'll move to item number 2, which is board discussion and vote on approval of occupational license for Ace Care Giving Services LLC. Home health office opening. I think their main office is in Jonesville, and they're having a satellite office here in Vidalia.
There's no representative here.
Is anybody here from Ace Care?
I'll make a motion. But you gonna make a motion to?
Entertain a motion.
Make a motion, we accept.
All right, motion by Alderman Probst, second by, you second? Brent Smith. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It's carried. Our next item is sign applications for Ace Care Giving Services and Christus Health. I think a copy of the signs are in your packet.
Yeah. Go ahead and make a motion on that side.
Sir?
You gonna ask for a motion on?
Yep. Entertain a motion to approve these signs.
I'll make a motion. Go ahead.
Brent Smith makes the motion.
I'll second.
Alderman McCoy, second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It's carried. Item number 4 is a presentation of a dividend check from the Louisiana Workers' Compensation Corp. To the town of Vidalia for low workers' comp claim for 2024. Mr. Bo Pilgrim. This is a good thing.
It's a very good thing. It's $186,000 worth of good things. As everybody is aware, we, Town of Vidalia takes care of, has insurance through LWCC and through Reed Insurance in Vidalia. The mayor was instrumental, as well as also some of the other aldermen here as well, in bringing the insurance back to Vidalia. So those dollars are being spent here in our local economy. And then also part of the program that we have been able to put it into returns a portion of that every year. This year it's $187,235 of those premium dollars coming back to the town of Vidalia into our economy.
It's a good
That's
thing.
good.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Get him. Tell him,
Hey,
come
Bo,
on.
you.
Bo, come up here.
Yeah, let's get us a picture.
We can get it now.
Can we get it now?
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Come on around, everybody. You tied. Do you have a tie? So where? I didn't see you.
You getting worse, man. That sound like
And also a big thank you to the city employees for
Mhm.
being safe on the job and taking care of things. That's a nice check to get returned.
Bo, how do we acquire that? Can you give us an explanation?
Yeah. It's a combination of a couple of things.
Because it involves our workers as well, right?
It does. The town of Vidalia does really well in the claims. They usually stay pretty low. And it's a contributor to two things. One of them is how the insurance company itself does as a whole in the state, but then also how does the town of Vidalia itself also perform? They've had a really good history for years and years on keeping incidences low, and that really helps contribute to that. And so basically, there's like a threshold that the company can pay towards each one of their clients, and then that is modified based off of the claims history for that particular client. Town of Vidalia's done well, so they basically got the max.
And prior, I hate to say this, but prior to us moving our back here, did we have the same company?
No,
Didn't, okay, so.
no, and I didn't get any rebates before we took it
Okay.
over.
Yeah. So it was a
Yeah,
good.
since we've been having it, I think it's trying to remember I don't remember exactly, but just doing some rough numbers in my head, it's been about for about 1.2 million that we've returned.
Exactly.
Yeah, since we've had it. So,
Can't beat that.
pretty good bit of money.
That's
No.
it. That's it. Thank you.
Mhm. All right, next on our agenda is presentation of current millage rate for the town by Miss Jeannie Archer, our tax assessor. Good evening.
Good evening, how are y'all?
Good.
So I'm here like I've come every year just to talk with y'all a little bit about the millage rate. And it's something that is just routine. You've got to do it. You've got to adopt a millage if you want to be able to collect taxes every year. And that's why I'm here. So the current millage rate is 3.20. And that's super low millage. Pretty much every year I give y'all the same spiel. Y'all are one of the lowest, if not, or one of the lower, if not the lowest millage rates that we've seen in the municipalities. I've looked at a lot of them and tried to just see, where y'all stand, and that's a really low millage rate. With that 3.20 millage, you will collect somewhere around $141,000. So that'll give you an estimation based on the current values of what that millage rate will bring in. In the past, you have had opportunities to roll forward. Y'all have not. Y'all have always kept it low. Always kept that amount low to the citizens. And I did a little bit of research trying to see, was it ever anything higher than that? Was it in the 3s, the 4s? I looked back over 10 years today just to see, and y'all have been in the 3s for at least 10 years. So y'all have always had low millage rate for your citizens and your taxpayers. Y'all still have about the same citizens that in the city limits. It's got around 2,350 taxpayers in the city limits of Vidalia. And based on this 3.20 millage that I ran, I just did a value for an average house that would run around $200,000. And to give you an idea of that millage, what it would bring, what the taxes are to the taxpayer, on a $200,000 house, it's $64. So y'all that's the benefit of the low millage. You have the low taxes. So that's a really good thing for your citizens. And today's going to be the day where y'all adopt your millage. So I'll entertain any questions. If y'all got anything for me or any clarification on anything, I'll try to do my best. All right. Thank y'all.
All
Thank
right.
you. That brings us to more discussion to set the millage for the 2025 tax roll.
Hold, stay the same, don't go up,
I so move that the current millage
remain.
remain the same as it is.
Okay, we have a motion by Alderman Corr that we keep our millage set at 3.2, which is the current rate. And Tommy, you second that?
Second.
Second by Alderman Probst. All in favor? Say aye. Any opposed? Okay. We did number 7. All right, that brings us to presentation of the town's utility alert system. Mr. Dustin Hinkle, who is our Executive Director of Media and Communications.
Try to make this work. I got a little rig set up there. Try to get some of this imagery on the screen for you guys. All right. Let's see.
Okay, so we've been working on this project for the utility department. We have come up with a name for this called the Vidalia Cooperative Communication System. Let me get that up here for you. Okay. So this system is a new after-hours on-call reporting system where Vidalians can report incidents to the call center. And it could be in the form of water leaks, power outages, unusual air quality. It could be really anything. So this is after hours, but there's two parts to this. The second part is that citizens can report these things, and we can also notify them if we have a situation that arises. We can contact the public through the utility contact information and let them know that there is something going on in their particular area. So that is the two part of this system. Let's see. So here's the steps that you go through. It's pretty simple and it's a very effective. We've done some training on this and we have our training coming up Thursday for our final round of this. But a citizen can report a call if something happened. The on-call guy gets a link with this information. It'll have the information of the person that's reporting it. It'll also have the address of where the situation is, photos, or whatever else that can be provided by the person that's reporting it. And so this information will pop up on their phone, and when they get it to the site, it'll ask them, "Are you on site?" So the person that's on call will say, "Yes, I'm here," and he can add a photo of what's going on. So it's very comprehensive. And all this creates a digital record that the entirety of the admin staff, including anybody we add as an admin in the utility, can see what's going on in real time. So it's a very intuitive system. And then you can see right there, the tech uploaded a picture of the alligators in the front of the city hall, perhaps. So this was something we were dealing with this week. So I thought that would be kind of appropriate for this. So, and step 5, again, is to receive updates. So all these updates are in real time. They're updating the entire system so that everyone that's on call or part of the admin of the utility can see what's happening in real time. And then we can turn around and report that on social media or anywhere else, like on the website or wherever we need to put it. And so it's also up to the tech that's on call. He can contact the person that made the report if something's incomplete. So it's not once the person makes the report, they're just cut off. They can be part of the process going forward. So.
Dustin?
Yes, sir.
That number that they call, 414-0293, that's a local number.
Yes.
And anytime they call, they're going to be getting they're going to be getting a person on the other end.
That's right. They get a person. This is a call center. So they're going to get someone who is going to gather all the information together from who it is, the address of where the situation is occurring, and then that is transmitted to the on-call tech. Okay. Then he can respond in real time all the way through the resolution of the issue. If he needed to add another personnel to it that was, maybe he couldn't complete the resolution himself, he needed gas or he needed another utility to come in and help him, he can literally add them in real time on that system. It'll ding their phone and they can jump on that and come to where he is and begin reporting, and then all that reporting will be on that same file. So it's not spread out, it's not handwritten notes, it is a digital system that never goes away. And that report remains where everyone can check in from our side, from the town of Vidalia side, to get all this information whenever they need it. All right.
And also, just to let the board know, a side benefit of that, as Dustin said about it being digital and recorded, is if we had a major disaster such as the ice storm a few years ago, when it comes time for maybe applying for grants from FEMA, those records, that is what they look for. Documentation. What's your records? When did this happen? Where was it? That'll be a very valuable thing that we can use for that too. If heaven forbid it won't happen, but if we did, we would have that added documentation for records. It'd really be a beneficial thing.
That's right. So this here, like every day, I get these now because I'm on the page already, but we're going to be adding all of the guys, anybody that on staff that needs to be part of this, they will get a report every day in their email. What happened, if anything happened at all. So I'm getting no incidents right now. So we had nothing go through the call center. When that starts, they will get this report. So then when we get onto here, this is the other side. This is the notification side. So this is where we can create an event that we can notify the public of what's going on. Just like Jay said, if there was a major incident, whether it be the road, even like the sinkhole is a good example. So we know exactly where that sinkhole is, of course. So we could zoom on this map and we could inform everyone in this particular area. I can draw a shape or just even a random circle here. I can just draw a circle. And it's going to highlight anybody that's in this system that would need to be notified in that area. Of course, right now the data is a little incomplete. Okay, and that kind of goes into part of our marketing efforts for this as well. So we did add the utility contacts in here right now. So there's some. Let's see if I can just get a couple to highlight here. No, of course not. That's all right. So we're going to get that updated. We have a new data set coming out this week. So that's how the notification system. So we would just create this event. We can put a message in there and it will send a text message to everybody in that field. It could be the entire group or it could just be an isolated group of people. So that's the notification side of this.
This will be for any emergency?
This could be for any emergency, anything that the mayor or the board feels that needs to be transmitted to the people.
Power outages,
Anything.
water leak,
Yes, sir.
parades,
Absolutely.
anything.
On any level. I don't
Okay.
think it has to be an actual emergency because this notification
Right.
side is
Right.
us to the people. That's it. And it is based off of utility data. So that's who we have on our utility system. And that, Kathy Martin, we've been working for weeks to, work on that data because the data is a little outdated. It doesn't have, say, a cell phone function. It's just a phone. It could be a landline. It could be anything. Well, that's not going to work. It's going to have to be a cell phone. And that's why you're seeing me not find anything on this map. So we've created some non-marketing materials here that we're going to have of course, we got a barcode on here where people can go on and sign up where they can get these updates and ensure that they get them. Like I said, everyone's going to get pre-registered and be able to opt out if they don't want it. But for now, we're going to be putting these materials into a couple of things. One is this. So we have this mailer that goes out. Okay. So it goes out quarterly. So the summer 2025 utility department mailer, this is by LIPA, Louisiana Energy and Power Authority. So I've been working with them to get this. I'm going to be designing the next one for them, and they're going to mail this out with some of the materials that I've been showing you tonight. So that's going to continue. We have our training this Thursday to kind of wrap this up. We are shooting for a June 1st launch. That's our goal. And I think the guys will be ready. We had a great training session the first time around, which was a couple of months ago. So there's been a lot of work going into this. And I think it's going to be a fantastic system to bring us up to par, I would say, with some of the demands, like you said, from FEMA or from anyone else. We're going to have great records of incidents going on. And I know that they work with our current work ticket system. We haven't sorted that out quite yet. But we are going to talk to them about somehow integrating that way whenever these situations arise and they go through the VCCS call center, it will automatically create a work ticket for us so they don't have to do any extra work. It's all built into that. And it's very thorough. And like I said, they can add images, they can add all types of other data that's going to really help someone on the outside like Jay or anyone else that can see this data and understand exactly what happened from start to finish. So that's the Vidalia Cooperative Communication System.
Sounds good.
And this is like a level under what would get Cornell and those guys to going, or they on the same system of information?
Yes, so Cornell's guys will all be on this system. They will be admins. They can get in there. They can look at the information. They can add information. and they will be active participants in this.
So Dustin, what you're saying is if we get a call in, like now, people call in, my electricity's out, or
Yes, sir.
I got a water leak, or, so this will be what you'll,
That's right.
and
We are
it'll
going to,
immediately go to that person,
yes, sir.
on call or
We're going to
whoever.
encourage them to go through this system.
Yeah.
They're going to get a live agent that's there for us. They are there on our behalf. And another thing to mention about this is if they get on there and say they've called, and it's not really an on-call situation for our men. Maybe it's a fire thing. Maybe it's a police thing. They are literally going to filter those out and get them over to the right group. So that's another great advantage to this too. So you're not going to have a guy on call that's getting something and he said, that's not me, call 911.
Yeah.
You're not going to hang up on us.
Yeah.
This person is there to collect as much data as possible
That's good.
and transmit that to our on-call guys. So.
Dustin, does this also, when, we have somebody call in about a power outage, one big question is always out there, how long is this going to be? What's going on? With the access that the crews have to update, then the folks calling in, or if they're in that area where you circled, they would be able to get texts as far as updating, as far as like, hey, this might be an hour, it might be 30 minutes, right?
That's right. And that's what we hope for is
That's
that the
good.
guys will get involved because it's kind of a change. They're used to just getting the call, hanging up and going and dealing with it. And that's it. Then they write something up later on. Well, now we're really hoping they engage. And when they're done with that thing, they log it. They say it's a completed situation. It'd be great for them to be able to inform them this way through the notification system. So it's not automatic. If you call and make a report, you're not going to be getting text messages that the guy's there, that he's getting this done or whatever. It's not like that. It's a kind of a second action that has to be taken, and
And it would be up to that employee?
it'll be up to the on-call to do that. Or one of us, if if it's serious
Yeah.
and we're up, any of us can do it. It's
Mhm.
just, it's right there built into the system because you'll see in here, this is just the notification system. There's many other sections of this that has the portions. Oh, now I see why I can't get my part of it in the wrong part. So this is going to be a system that hopefully the guys will adopt and be able to really put, the effort into it and make it a great system for us. It's up to them. And so far they've shown a lot of positive action towards it and getting it done.
What do we need to do? What action do we need to have on that?
No, this is already paid for. We voted on it. It's just now implementing. it.
Right. It's
What
just
we
taking
voted
some
on.
time to make sure
Right.
we're ready. And this marketing steps were just really the last stage of it. And the training, of course.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, man.
All right.
Thank you.
I have a question. So unless you're part or downloading this particular app, then you won't know unless it's, and the reason I'm asking because we have, and I talked to Buzz about this before, we have seniors that are not phone savvy or app savvy, and I just inquire about, like when the kids don't show up for school, there's an automated, they don't have a cell phone, they have a house phone. So something to let people know, hey, the light's gonna be out for 4 hours. Or on your, to let us know what's going on those like major concerns, just like the ice storm and things of that nature. And that's what I have, when you're doing that, that's what I'm asking about.
Right. And this is not an app. So they do not have to download anything or anything like that. This is, works off of the browser that's on your phone. Now, people with a landline, they are going to be able to report. They will not be able to receive. Okay, that is the thing. Okay, they're going to have to be involved in this situation. Like even the system we have now, they still wouldn't know.
That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, exactly.
Can we do something for that? Just like going back to the schools, when a kid doesn't show up at school, there's an automated service. Joey's not in school today. And that's not, I don't know the cost or what it does, but I think it covers everybody in a sense, as opposed to excluding people that are not tech savvy. And that's all,
Right, and it's really a fine line to walk, and that's something I'm not aware of. We haven't really discussed that side because my goal with this, in this particular launch, has very much to do with technology. It's very much the cell phone use, and that is tough, I know. There's people still do not want it and they don't want any part of it. But
So what we're thinking, this is, with anything new and taking on this scope of things, it's gonna be walking before we're running. So we want to get this implemented, get the crews used to using this system, get our residents used to those that can. And as we can kind of get into it, those are things that we have asked about landlines, and there's other aspects of this program that can possibly be implemented to notify those. So just, we just have to be patient, and we're going to be working through it and growing it. So
But there is a call center aspect to it, isn't it?
that would be an additional cost, because what we've paid for is what Dustin's gone over with right now. So it's the implementation of it, it's the training, it's these things that you see here, and then there are things you can add on to it. We wanted to get this implemented, and like I say, get our crews used to using this, so we can at least start from the ground up and have it nailed down before we kind of try to use other parts of it. So
I understand her question. When we had the lights out thing, it may have been a month ago. I think basically the only communication we had was those who was on social media. And, we got some
this
people
at
not on
least,
social
I'll
media.
say this, Alderman McCoy, this will take those who do have cell phones, and the majority do, but they might not be on Facebook or social media. They would be able to get these alerts. They could, that would help that situation immediately. So the ones who are just have landline-based phones, that would be something on down the line we want to try to address and see what the program can do.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Justin. Our next item on our agenda is the board discussion and vote. Approve a resolution awarding the bid to Miss Lou Electric Service for the project of transmission line, Low Sewell Substation to the Industrial Park Substation for electrical upgrades. You see that resolution in your packet.
Mhm. You got different bids. Were those different bids?
This is the bid. That
And Miss
It's
Lou
been
Electric-
recommended that we accept the low bid from Miss Lou Electric Service.
Gonna tell them what it is?
Yeah, the low bid on that project was $1,996,970.
I so move that we accept the bid coming from Miss Lou Electric at $1,996,970.62.
Okay, we have a motion by Alderman McCoy, second by Alderman Smith. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item on our agenda is the board discussion and vote to approve a resolution awarding bid to Camo Construction Company for the project of the electric transmission line road clearing. You see that resolution with the bid there. They submitted a bid of $33,637.50.
I'll make a motion.
We have a motion by Alderman Smith,
Second.
second by Alderman Probst to accept the bid from Camo Construction. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. The next thing on our agenda is a resolution, board and discussion on a resolution adopting a procurement policy and procedures for the town of Vidalia. This is a resolution that would change what we currently have in place. This comes from recommendation by GOSEP that we change it to meet the language so that we're in compliance with Fed regulations on what they want. If we want to seek federal funds, then we must change our language.
I'll make a motion.
Huh?
I'll make a motion.
Have a motion by Alderman Smith. Here a second.
Second.
Second by Alderman Probst. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. The next thing on our agenda is board discussion pertaining to the town of Vidalia's community garden. I asked Buzz to put this on the agenda. We have a community garden space down here for the residents of Vidalia that want to grow a garden, may not have space in their yards or something like that. And it's a place that they can raise some vegetables and different things like this. To be honest with you, it's not very organized. I think it needs to be organized. I think that it needs to include someone from Vidalia as taking ownership of it, managing it, whatever, keeping these things out. I've heard, had a couple of residents in Vidalia ask me about getting a spot there. I didn't know anything about it until this year, and I found out. But I just think it needs to have some organization. It needs to have some things in place. I think we need to, whoever does, and I told Buzz that I would be glad to take this on as a project. I'm retired, have a little time on my hands, and I would be glad to look at this, but it just needs to be organized. We need to know who's gardening there, who wants to. They need to have a number that they can call and get onto it. Right now, we have a couple of Vidalia residents who have it, but we also have some that are not Vidalia residents that are there. And I'm not in favor of kicking anybody out. I think they want a space, that's fine, but I just think we need to organize this and get it back to a place that where citizens, if they want a garden spot to go do it, they can do it. And we don't have people who are there growing vegetables to sell, making it a truck patch. Because that's not what it was intended to be. It was intended for citizens to have a place to go raise a garden if they needed to. So that was all.
So your concern is the people that are working at it not being from Vidalia, or them profiting from?
Well, both, but primarily, I found out, somebody said, well, you need to contact this individual. Well, this individual doesn't even live in Vidalia, who's supposedly supposed to be in charge of assigning the plots and all this. Well, I just think that needs to be different. I think it needs to be.
How big is the area, John?
Do I?
How big is there?
There's 100-foot rows. Yeah.
Like acreage wise?
I don't know what the acreage is, but there's.
You know where it is?
It's a big spot.
Right out there.
All of the front of it?
Yeah, so that's it. And, you know, as far as someone growing and selling it, that's, I mean, I'm not gonna tell them not to sell their produce, but all I'm saying is that it needs to be sectioned and where someone is not going to be able to have 5 or 6 rows or something, and then that's what they're doing with it. You know, it was designed for that, for people to have a garden spot
What
for
if
their
there
own
was like a
personal.
deadline for people to call you?
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's
And then
nothing,
if
there's
you knew
nothing
there
in
was-
place.
Yeah, if you knew there were 5 people wanting
Yeah.
to grow something, you'd kind of know how big each.
Exactly.
Person could have.
There's nothing in place, you know.
Council? Suggestion? Idea?
Yeah, stake a claim. Stake a claim. I think.
Yeah, you just,
Okay. So now our mayor pro tem will be the contact person for anybody that wants to participate in gardening there. You'll also allot how much they can have, how much space they can have.
Yeah, I mean, there, like I said, there's 100-foot rows out there. You can put a lot of stuff on a 100-foot row.
It's
But you
out-
could, I just
it
feel
sounds
like,
easy. I don't
I
want
just feel like
complicated.
you could make an application for
Yeah.
gardening. How much do you need? What's your purpose? And that, if you're willing to do that, make a little sheet. I think
Like I
that'd
said,
be the way to do it.
It just
And
needs
get
to
a
be
little
organized.
organization. I always wondered how that thing worked.
Yeah, it just needs to be organized. And people need to know that, you know, if they're interested, it may be that it's all full, but next year someone gets out.
So is all the spaces available being used?
To my knowledge, there's 2 rows that are not assigned.
And again, there you go to a point of questions on what's your purpose. And that will make
Exactly.
some people,
Yeah.
mine's to grow it and sell it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't agree with that. If there's somebody who wants to get in there and grow it, to
Yeah.
use it, you know. So, yeah, I think that's a good
Yeah.
idea.
And this is-
If you're
this-
willing to do that.
Yeah, this is my first year to be in it, and I do have a couple, 3 rows to do that.
Okay, it's not, we've heard the discussion. And we,
And I'm just bringing
Yeah, you
it
just
up
brought it up to,
for
discuss.
discussion, and then I don't.
you can bring us back a report next time if
We
you want
need
to and just give us what you found out. Yeah.
I'll do whatever. We just try to get some organization to it.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's any need for a vote or anything, or anything like that. I was just bringing it up for.
okay, so at our next meeting, you'll be able to, you want to report on that or
I can.
have something?
I can.
And the ones that are out there, if you create a form, then they need to fill that form out.
Yeah.
As we speak this
Yeah.
year. And, you know,
Spot. So, all right. All right, that moves us to another good thing for our town. It is the announcement of the annual grade for our town's water system received from the Louisiana Department of Health. Mr. Cornell Lewis, who is our utility department supervisor.
Good evening.
Good.
Well, like John said, we got some good news, for the second year in a row, we got a, A on our, water system grade. There we go. Yeah, we got, a 103. Basically, categories go from, grade for the federal, water quality, the state water quality, I mean, just gonna tell you about that one point that they deducted, which is a false reading that they had on their system, on their chlorine machine, because we take pride in our what we do with the town, and because we came right back and fact check their machine, of course. But when you're dealing with the state or whatever, there ain't no fighting. So, but anyway, we'll accept that. But next time, we'll get them. Financial sustainability. Good job with Ms. Deborah Moak and Jay LaShawn with that. Keeping us financially able. So, operation maintenance. Of course, you see, everything is nice and tight. Me and the staff, we really work hard, try to make sure that we on the ups and ups, especially when the Department of Health come in and do an inspection. So I mean, Mr. Benson, he's been there before, where took a tour. He see how clean it is. So we take really good pride in our stuff. And infrastructure, everything's on good. Customer satisfaction, that deduction, could be, what it is maybe we, incident we had water leak or something like that. They had some discolored water, which I mean, you get all kind of complaints, but we only had one flaw, so I mean that's great, And on the secondary contaminants, like I say, we, didn't have no issues there. I mean, we always stay within our limits, on everything. And the bonus points is basically the asset management, for us, the tanks. Management training, there's always management trainers like the aldermen, and the mayor, that can get for the system. Mr. Smith, he, came, and done that. Matter of fact, that's actually, still those points. So, we appreciate that. So that's going to come up. So basically, that's just kind of give you a breakdown of that card, on our score. So I was, I'm really pleased to say that, I'm proud of it. We really work hard, trying to do the best we can. And I really believe, that we're going to have a bright future, especially with this expansion going on or whatever. Because I mean, since I've, been in this role or whatever, we really worked hard, getting to this point. So, needless to say, I just really appreciate that, what y'all have done for us, and y'all have the full trust in me and my staff, to make this happen. And we're not going to settle for no less than an A. So, I appreciate y'all.
Thank you, Mr. Lewis. Thank you.
Our final agenda item is the induction of an ordinance adopting the operating budget revenues and expenses for the town of Vidalia for the fiscal year 225-226. We're going to introduce that. There is a special call business meeting on May 29th, 2025 at 5 p.m. This will be for discussion and meeting to approve the budget for next year. Any questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make that motion.
Second.
I second it.
All right.
Motion by Alderman Probst, second by Alderman McCoy for adjourn. We are adjourned.